guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here with our daily tarot reading, and today is Monday, July 24th. My intention for the day, for this reading, is bright beauty. So I want to lean into the beautiful aspects of life today, especially when it comes to vibrancy. That's my intention for the day. That's definitely my intention for this reading. Again, you can just use the phrase understanding the day because it's our regular tarot reading as usual, daily reading of thinking, feeling, and doing. If you remember from yesterday, I drew the woman in my Lenormand pair. So I'm kind of leading with that energy today, and I hope you can tell. So here we go. We're gonna start as usual, shuffling the deck. I'm going to be repeating my intention of bright beauty. I'm going to be imbuing all of this shuffle process with that intention and really trying to focus on brightness, vibrancy from the heart. That's kind of where I'm leading from, as if my heart is exuding light out and into the deck. That's how I'm going to approach this shuffle. So let's take a moment together. If you just want to get to the card drawings, feel free to fast forward. But if you want some centering time, let's take that together while we take some deep breaths, repeat our intention, and zone into this reading. All right, so I've brought the deck from chaos into unity, and I am ready to draw my first card. And that first card is in the thinking position. And that card is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles in the thinking position is definitely showing me that my mind is on a little bit of scarcity. My mind could be on where I need the most help today. My mind could also be on a sense of striving forward with someone, striving forward with a group, striving forward in spite of difficulty, potentially even striving forward towards a source of help, at least the anticipation that there might be help. So to keep it more simple, I guess, really just a striving forward in the struggle, moving forward through something. I think that's what's on my brain today. Literally the thoughts about how I'm going to do that. That I am doing that. I think that's pretty straightforward there. That my mind's definitely going to be on that. All right, the second card in the feeling position is the reversed Five of Wands. Again, I think this is pretty clear. It's another five, which I think is really interesting. So really gonna tie into that first one. And I think here, it's showing that maybe that group that I was moving forward with, that I'm thinking about moving forward with, maybe even just that person I'm thinking about moving forward with, maybe there's potential for some messy conflict there. At least my feelings about that. At least there's the potential that I might be feeling competitive, but not in a constructive way. In a way that is potentially negative, potentially messy, potentially even like toxic. There's this idea that I'm feeling those things. Like that I'm maybe even feeling maybe jealousy, something like that. But it's specifically with the group or the person that I'm trying to move through this process with, move through some struggle with. It is Monday, so there's a lot of chances for stuff like that. It could literally also be, guys, something as simple as traffic. Like, seriously, it could be something like that. It could also be something where you're in a position at work where you are feeling maybe these things. And it doesn't all have to be manifested. Like this, all of this could just be our thoughts. When we wake up, we're kind of lost in these thoughts of like, oh, I'm a little jealous of that or whatever. There's something there though with some group or some person you're moving forward with, kind of leaning a little too much into a competitive mode, but not in a positive way, at least in our thoughts and feelings. So let's see doing and see what doing tells us about how the heck we can make something out of this. So in the doing position, I draw the 9 of Swords. Okay, so not a ton of answers there, but there definitely is a continuation of a theme. So I think here, the 9 of Swords, we are definitely thinking and feeling and doing a lot of contemplation about negativity, potentially pain, maybe not even our own pain, maybe not even our own negative, not even our own, the aspects of our own lives that seem negative. It could be outward. We're worried for someone. We're worried about maybe just a situation and we can't break out of that. But in the 9 of Swords, in the doing position, there definitely is this idea that we will be giving in to those thoughts and feelings, the thoughts of striving through some suffering or something, the thoughts of maybe being jealous or competitive. There's something here that what we're doing is contemplating that. But within the 9 of Swords, there also is a sense of acceptance. There is a sense of the potentiality for hope, the potentiality for moving on, at least the way I see it. There are elements in this card that hint towards love, and it might not seem that way, but if you really look deep, that's there. You're caring for those issues, especially if it's about someone else, is a caring from a place of love. What does any of this have to do with bright beauty? Remember, that was my intention, bright beauty. Well, I think that is where that love is coming in the 9 of Swords. I think that we are going through this idea of pushing forward through something, of potentially, we may be feeling competitive because we want the best for everyone and for ourselves. And then we may be contemplating all of this and it may be making us feel down and too focused on negativity. So I think my intention in and of itself is almost the light here. I think that I approached today with the intention of bright beauty is gorgeous. That's why intentions are so important. Because now I'm looking at the 9 of Swords and thinking, my head's in the right place. I can think all these things, but then I can break out of that. Or I can use the idea of bright beauty, shining my light into this dark room to clear out the swords, to clear out the negative thinking, to clear out jealousy, to clear out just the idea of suffering. And I can focus on each of these cards as something positive. I can focus on the 5 of Pentacles as me moving together with my people. I can focus on the reversed 5 of Wands in feeling as being like, competitive drive is essential. We can keep each other on our toes, keep each other at our best. And then the 9 of Swords in doing is showing me we're all going to be thinking about this stuff, but we're in it together. So let's imbue everything with a sense of beauty. Now, how literally can I do that? What kind of almost literal action can I take? Let's do our Lenormand pair to find out. I'm really interested to see what this has to say. Okay, so again, we shuffle as usual. And again, repeating my intention of bright beauty. I think repeating that intention earlier has been incredibly important. It was for the tarot reading, so let's do that again. While we center, breathe, and focus in. And let's take a couple moments to do that. Okay, so we've brought the deck from chaos into unity, and we are ready to draw our first card in our pair. And that card turns out to be the garden. So here I see the garden, the place I've chosen to plant my seeds. But the garden Lenormand card also means or hints at social gatherings, parties, groups getting together. I view it a little bit also as like safe spaces for groups. So I'm seeing that too, and I'm like, okay, so the place that I chose to plant my seeds is a place of socialness, of social gathering, of social circles. And again, if you think back to the tarot we just drew, there was a lot there about groups. So I'm thinking that social groups, whatever that means for you, is definitely part of today's journey. Let's see what the second card is though, so we can get maybe a little bit more information about what kind of groups we're talking about, or what specific groups or people we're talking about, or how does the garden, the idea of the garden, play into our week. Let's see what card we draw. The second card that I draw is the woman. Once again, we have feminine energy. We have female representing people in our lives. We have ourselves if we identify as female. We have the feminine parts of us, the other half of our identity. We have that here. Intuition as well, a sense of nurturing. Female archetypes in general are present here. So the way I see this pair is that the best way for us to action this idea of bright beauty, the best way for us to insert vibrant love and beauty into some of our more intense thoughts today, into our struggle forward, especially with others. I think the best way to do that is to reach out to groups of people in our lives that we feel comforted by, that we feel nurtured by, groups and people in our lives who exude feminine energy. Maybe literally just a group of women you're close with, or even just a specific woman that you're close with, or a specific person who exudes feminine energy. Again, at the beginning of the week, we're starting out with a lot of feminine energy, which is gorgeous. I mean, that's exciting. That it can show us that we are really tapping into the aspect of us that exudes female archetypes. And I think that is essential. That balance is key. And with seeing the garden, we're talking about social groups here. We may be talking about parties as well. So thinking about groups of people who bring that feminine vibe into your life. Reaching out to them, being involved with them, is going to help us deal with some of these negative thoughts or thoughts of striving forward that could be perceived as negative by us at first. if we reach out to those groups, I think we'll be able to break through. We'll be able to bring bright beauty into that so we can find that balance. Tap into our intuition and find that balance. That's what I'm going to do today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.